So one of the most important things that will actually make you profitable in trading is patience. Your ability to exercise patience at the highest level possible will actually elevate your trading. And you need to understand what patience is in trading before you can actually be able to try to relate with it. So what is patience in other time? Let me just get you this. So patience is a product of knowledge. It is resultant. It is the harvest. It is an output. Now, patience is not an input. You don't input it. You get it on the other side, which is an output. Patience is not like the seed. It is the harvest that comes from the seed that you have planted. Patience is like results. It's the effect. It's not the cause. So you don't start with patience. You do something, and that thing that you do yields for you patience. That's why I say patience in trading is a product of knowledge. So if you have the knowledge of the seed, then you would have the harvest. If you have the knowledge of the input, you will have the output. If you have the knowledge of the cause, you will have the results or the effects. So it is always patience. People think you are trading pair against pair. People think you're trading Euro GBP versus this one. It is always patience stroke USD, patience stroke GBP, patience stroke JPY, patience stroke CHF JPY. So it is always patience versus you. So once you understand that this is a product, now you begin to work on the input. What am I going to input? What is the seed? So let me just show you this now using the charts. I explained this to you. So this is the gold chart, and this is the monthly chart for gold. So I'm going to break it down to you and explain to you why you need to be patient. So if you look at the monthly gold chart, uh, like there are a lot of wicks. To the upside, there are wicks. To the downside, there are wicks. So you need to mark your, your most highs. So that is it, all-time high. And then you have, you also mark your recent highs. That will be these ones here. And then you come down and mark your lows, wicks to the down, low side, and then these ones here. And then this one here. You just mark whatever high and wick that you see. Now the lows will be your potential supports, the highs will be your potential resistance. It's as simple as that. Now, if you're on the monthly chart here, you realize you have nothing else to do. You cannot trade. You only want to trade when price is at a high or it is at a low. So once you have this, you just have to be patient now. If you are to trade based on the monthly, or if you want to have a good trade, just be patient, wait for price to reach to those things. Because there is a tendency for the wicks to be filled either to the upside first or to the downside. So once you have this, we can switch on to the weekly. Okay. Now the reason why I do from monthly, weekly, all the way to the hourly is because of a concept I also explained. You just need to watch. There's a video in which I broke down this concept here. And you need to really familiarize yourself with this concept. It will elevate your trading. And that is what we call like strategic time positioning. You check the video, the concept will help you. So coming back, this is the weekly. So if you come to the weekly now, strategically, you can see this weekly candle, a very nice rejection pulling back up, meaning there is a tendency for this week to be filled. This week to the upside, there is a tendency for it to be filled the same way. Once there was a rejection to this other side, the market came and filled these other wicks. Now we have a potential to fill these other wicks. But we're not going to jump in like that. We need to find better price confirmation. So once you have this, you can realize that this is the weekly high, which is your potential also support or resistance, depending whether price has gone above it or below it. So once you have that, let's switch on to the daily. So on the daily, you can see this is how the market is actually behaving. So the market is actually stuck between this price difference area here and then the high here. But if you look at this, price has been, it has broken these other highs. It has also broken these other highs here on the daily. So price has continued to form higher highs as it is trending to the upside. And we know this is a week. So you can now come to the 4 hourly and begin to look for better price patterns that you can trade. So let me just adjust this like that. So as we talk now, price is actually stuck between this resistance and then these other potential supports. So, but what do you see here? Do you see all of this? Amidst all of this, there is just price breaks this high, breaks this high, breaks this high, and then breaks again. So this is the demand area here. This is the only opposite candle. Amidst all of this bullish trend, this is the only opposite candle. This is the opposing candle. So therefore, this is our demand area. Now, let me explain this concept to you this way. You remember there was a time we traded this. When price pushed up, this was the only bearish candle, opposing candle amidst all of that. And then when price returned to this, we've traded this in several other videos. You just need to check it. Okay. So this is almost the same thing here now. So if I'm to just get this pattern here and I copy it maybe all the way up to here, and then I bring it and I transfer it here, we could have something like that. Now, I'm not saying exactly like that, but this is just the scenario that could happen. So what you want to see here now, and exercise patience, wait for price to come here. So as long as price fails to break, if price does not break below this to come down, we could have a chance of price going to fill up this week, especially after these highs is broken. So we could have that scenario where market breaks this, retest, and then does that. So you just need to exercise patience and wait, see more. You could come to the lower time frame. So let's see what will happen. You can see how price is actually being supported from going further down from here. During New York, you just need to see, once we break this, we could have the potential to further go up, as long as we fail to do this. So we just have to be patient and see how these things are going to play out.